Hey guys, I'm back again. And for this sort of last video for this playlist on my college experience, so for the last one, I thought I would just do it on Amway and compare them to the ICOC in a way where I was just kind of like, hey, this is kind of similar. So why not talk about it? So I guess before I start, just give you guys a quick summary. So Amway is a multi-level marketing company. It's sort of like a business cult. Feel free to do some more research on them, and maybe I'll, copy and paste a link in the description box. But yeah, they're a multi-level marketing company. They're a business cult. And from what I've also researched, they're also a religious prosperity cult. So, yeah, that's funny. So this cult tried to recruit me, I think my last semester of college. Oh my goodness. If you guys knew how messed up my trust issues were, you would understand why I was allowing these cults to recruit me. But you know what? Never again. I learned my lesson. So yeah, all I can do is just learn from it and warn people. So I guess I was recruited by Amway at church, which is kind of odd when I think about it, because you're going to church to worship God and to praise Him. You're not really expecting to be recruited by a cult. But of course, the devil's in the church, so, you know, it's not really too rare to hear about experiences like that. So I went to Boston, Hillsong. I think that Hillsong Boston, one Sunday over the summer. And yeah, I remember I was, in the audience, and I was just sitting down minding my own business. And this girl, she comes up to me. I remember the first thing she did was she complimented my outfit and told me I looked really good. And so I was like, oh, thank you so much. I bought this dress from so and so and from this store online, whatever. And from what I remember, in between worship, she would like talk to me a little bit. And so I'm thinking this is like a pretty casual thing. And then once service ends, I remember she actually, she, uh, she came up to me and she said, hey, are you interested in like mentorship? Like, she was just telling me that her mentors were making sure that she would be financially stable, and so they're like helping her leave her job, whatever. And so in my mind, I wasn't being discipled. I had a really bad experience with crew, so I figured like, hey, you know, maybe I could just take her up on her offer. I mean, like, I could use some mentorship. I would love to learn more about being financially stable, especially if they're helping her leave her job. And so, stupid, naive me, that's never going to happen again. I decided to, you know, listen to her. And oh my goodness, if I could go back in time, I actually gave this girl my number. Okay, here's the thing about giving out your number. And I'll be honest with this, because, uh, giving out your number is a very personal thing. Um, now I've learned my lesson. I'm only going to give out my number to people I trust, and if it's necessary in terms of the situation. So if I'm looking for a job, obviously I'm going to have to give my number out to these recruiters and to the people who want to interview me, of course. But if this is like personal, like social reasons, like I can only give it out if I am getting like really good vibes from you. If I'm getting like a weird vibe, like, who are you? Why are you trying to get my number? Like, you're going to get a fake number. It's either you're going to get a fake number or it's going to be, oh, I'm not interested. Because the reason why I say fake number is because sometimes people will just ask for your number in a group, even though you don't know the person very well, even though you've only spoken like once or twice, and it's kind of like, I don't need to hand out my number. But yeah, like, I just, like, I don't know, I just decided, to give her my number stupidly. And, yeah, from there, that's how it all started. So, she texted me and she was telling me, like, hey, like, are you still interested in this mentorship? Like, I really want to make sure that you're committed so I can let my mentors know. And when I texted her back, I was like, yeah, I'm fine. So I think, like, I was in Boston this semester. I was living off campus. So, sometimes she would text me while I was in my room and she would just say things like, okay, the first thing was she wanted to meet up in person to talk about the mentorship. And in my mind, I didn't hear from her for 4 weeks because when I met her over the summer, I was kind of still living in New York City. So I didn't really get to catch up with her until I moved back to Boston. So, yeah, I can't even remember. She basically, I want to say she was basically like trying to get me to meet up with her one-on-one when she could easily explain the mentorship over text message. She was like literally avoiding explaining the details further over text message, which obviously is a huge red flag. You should feel comfortable explaining what the mentorship is about over text message. I don't see why I obviously need to meet up with you in order to, get, like, it just seemed really weird to me, like, honestly. And, yeah, I just, like, I don't know. That is just really weird to me. So, yeah, so I guess, like, in terms of, like, her trying to get me to meet up with her, stupidly, I met up with her, somewhere in, South End. And, yeah, she gave me her sales pitch. She tried to convince me to just be all in. She, convinced me to tell her, you know, would I be interested in starting my own business? She was just trying to figure out what my weaknesses were in that first meeting. And she was just trying to get me to, see if I was a good fit for the mentorship, even though they're really willing to recruit anyone. It's all just a big phony. Like, she portrayed Amway as if it was this really competitive thing, when in reality, like, Amway, they will recruit anyone who's dedicated and hardworking. So honestly, it was just a complete lie. And to be honest, now looking back, I think she deleted my number, but I have no idea because I actually got a text from her 2 months ago just to check and see if I was still interested, even though I literally ghosted her. Um, but yeah, um, yeah, this group is Amway is definitely a cult. I don't know if I want to go too much in detail on the meetings that I had to sit in on. I will say that one of the meetings that I went to for Amway, oh my gosh, it was super weird. So they had someone coming in from California, and I remember we're gonna call this girl who recruited me Amanda. Amanda wanted me to sit all the way in the front for no reason. She wasn't even sitting next to me. She just wanted me to sit all the way in the front. And I remember like once the speaker came in, everyone immediately gave her a standing ovation. It was like the weirdest thing. Everyone was just all of a sudden clapping for her just because she walked in the room as if she was some kind of celebrity, as if she was some kind of god. And so that's where, I was kind of like, okay, this is kind of weird. Um, why are we clapping for someone who is like, it's just another average human being? I mean, yeah, she has money, but like, we don't need to give her a standing ovation for just walking in the room. I mean, she hasn't done anything. So it was kind of weird. And then as she was giving her little spiel, her little speech, it sort of just felt like people were just saying yes, 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 like to everything she was saying. It was like they were brainwashed. Uh, it's like if you ever sit in the ICOC congregation and if you hear people go, yeah, man, like I'm so fired up, yeah, 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 preach the word, yes, yes. It just sounds like they're brainwashed. So it was kind of like that Amway meeting felt exactly like that. And so, yeah. What else can I say about this cult? She was pretty persistent about meeting with me once a week. It was actually really exhausting. It was kind of like, what did I sign up for? Why do you need to meet with me once a week? And then she was trying to pressure me to come with her to Las Vegas for a Columbus Day weekend in order for me to like get an offer to be accepted into the cult. Gosh, it was so weird. I'm so glad I ghosted her because investing my time with her was taking a lot of time away from my schoolwork. And mind you, this is like my last semester of college, so I don't need my grades to slip or anything. Like, I'm just trying to pass and get my degree. So for me, it just seemed, kind of weird. Um, so, yeah, I just felt kind of weird about that. So what happened next? Uh, well, I'll just put it this way. Amway is just like the ICOC. The ICOC is literally another multi-level marketing pyramid scheme, and Amway is clearly just that. You can find several videos on YouTube of people claiming that Amway is a cult, and they have all the research to back it up. And I can even link a video on YouTube with you guys about a woman who clearly demonstrates how the ICOC is a pyramid scheme. Like, I even remember Amanda telling me how with Amway, the only way you can move up is if you recruit more people below you. So you have what you call your downline and your upline. Like, this is one of the reasons why I can't do MLMs. They seem very cultish, and I don't want any part of them. I don't want to be part of any of it. So I don't know, I guess I'll just finish off this video by reading this paper that Amanda gave me about the partnership that Amway typically expects of its members. So with Amway, one of the things you have to do if you get an offer is every day you need to listen to an audio recording. You need to read a book from the Worldwide Dream Builders book list. You need to listen to communicate messages. And I don't know about you, but that sounds a lot like indoctrination. I had to listen to so many audio recordings while I was like in touch with this girl. It was ridiculous. It was like slowly my brain was being brainwashed by listening to these audio recordings. Like, oh my goodness. Okay. So then weekly, you need to update your coach via communicate with your business personal activity. So this is kind of like in a way, it's like having a discipler. So basically, from what I'm understanding from other ICOC members, your discipler basically checks up on you weekly, and you basically tell them all the details of your life. Like, they literally are demanding your trust. And so that's just a huge red flag for me. Monthly, you need to attend local worldwide Dream Builders functions, hotel meetings. You also need to attend team-specific events. You need to attend house meetings and night owl trainings. So again, like with the ICOC, from what I'm understanding from other members, all of their meetings are mandatory. If you have to miss, I think you need to tell your discipler, but it needs to be for a very good reason. Like if you're like deadly like sick or something, if you're terminally ill or something. But yeah, you need to attend every single meeting, and most of the time as an ICOC member, if you don't attend one, you get rebuked, something like that. That's crazy. I don't know. Annually, if you're a part of Amway, you need to attend 4 major functions a year, and you also need to attend nuts and bolts meeting. So again, this mandatory attendance. And then yeah, I think it's just, Amway really expects you to, recruit as many people as you possibly can in order to expand your business. And so basically the way people in Amway are making money is because of the downline that they've built below them, and the downline that was below their downline, and the downline that's below their downline. And you're literally building your own pyramid. And that's how you really just get to the top, is you really just get a cut out of how much your downline makes. So yeah, I definitely caught the manipulation and the miscommunication with Amanda, just because she tried to convince me that it wasn't a pyramid scheme by saying, well, I mean, even though you're below me, you can still make more money than me because, you could have a better downline than I do. But in reality, even if my downline is more expansive than hers, she still gets a cut from what I make regardless, because she's above me. So it doesn't really make sense, because it's still a pyramid scheme. I am below you, you get a cut from what I make, that's it. And so I think lastly with the ICOC, the more people you're recruiting, the more members you have below you, the more likely you're going to get promoted into leadership. And yeah, that's this is probably my shortest video. But yeah, I will leave a link about the ICOC pyramid scheme kind of thing below. And then I'll also link something about Amway for more info. But yeah, stay away from cults, you guys. They'll only ruin your lives even more. Thank you so much for listening, and yeah, bye.